Hi, it's Dwyer from GamblersAdvisory.com and HipHop888.com. A few of our followers have asked me to render an opinion on the upcoming Super Bowl that's going to take place on Sunday. This is not for the faint of heart. My focus is boxing. I do have some ideas on football, but I'm more of a casual fan when it comes to football. Nonetheless, I do have some strong opinions on this game. I'm going to share them with you, not as a football expert by any stretch, but just as one fan to the other. I think the line in this game is a joke. I do understand that the individual who sets the lines in Las Vegas feels that the Steelers are going to cover the 7 points. I also understand that many of the people that I follow, namely Greg Cosell on SportingNews.com, has broken down the film on this matchup and feels that based on matchups, Lamar Woodley, James Harrison, Troy Polamalu, based on matchups, the Steelers, he believes, will cover the 7 points. I see it the other way. My take is a little bit non-mainstream media. I actually feel that not only will the Arizona Cardinals cover the 7 points, I believe that if you're truly bold, you might want to even consider the possibility that the Arizona Cardinals might win this game outright and might deliver on that very fat money line. My reasons are several. The first, I think there is a disparity in the talent between the two quarterbacks. Kurt Warner is a future Hall of Famer. He is much better, in my opinion, than Ben Roethlisberger. Warner just recently beat a very good blitzing defense in the Philadelphia Eagles. Um, Blitzes work against young and confused quarterbacks. Against the upper level quarterback, all a blitz does is it depletes the secondary and depletes pass coverage. And you've seen Kurt Warner right now on the top of his game, beating Philly. Before that, if you recall the blowout in Carolina, that was a very good zone blitz defense, and that was a mismatch. Quite frankly, they had no idea how to stop Larry Fitzgerald once he got moving in motion before the snap of the football. Let me also point out, too, that be aware of the height differentials in the game. Larry Fitzgerald is 6'3". Troy Polamalu is 5'10". Um, Larry Fitzgerald goes vertical for passes. Now, while Troy Polamalu is certainly an excellent, football player, a Pro Bowler, really an excellent safety. The bottom line is you have to ask yourself what will happen if Troy Polamalu finds himself isolated on Larry Fitzgerald. Kurt Warner, who hit Fitzgerald right in the middle of double coverage against Carolina, certainly won't be afraid to toss the ball up to Fitzgerald should that matchup end up being a reality. Let me also point out, too, that don't be fooled by Larry Fitzgerald. The Arizona Cardinals actually had three 1,000-yard receivers this year. Breaston and Anquan Bolden both had over 1,000 yards. Also, look deeper into the numbers. Kurt Warner this year actually completed more than 66% of his passes. They gave the MVP to Peyton Manning. Kurt Warner actually had a higher completion percentage and 500 more receiving yards. Now, let's talk about when Pittsburgh has the ball. The bottom line is that Ben Roethlisberger had one of the all-time terrible Super Bowls when Pittsburgh played Seattle. Roethlisberger, if you go back to the Baltimore Raven game, just remember that one of the touchdowns scored in that game was actually a defensive touchdown. Troy Polamalu, the Pro Bowler, got the pick and brought it back. The Pittsburgh offense, quite frankly, wasn't that good. And whenever you have 2 weeks to prepare for a quarterback, you're going to throw wrinkles in there. Add in the fact that Hines Ward, who will play, won't be close to 100%. Add in the fact that Ben Roethlisberger's former offensive coordinator is Ken Whisenhunt, the current head coach of the Arizona Cardinals. And if anyone knows Roethlisberger's strengths and weaknesses, it is Ken Whisenhunt. Understand, too, that the rumor is that Whisenhunt and Ben Roethlisberger weren't on the same page. That's why Whisenhunt, after a Super Bowl winning offensive coordinator performance, did not get the Pittsburgh Steelers head coaching position. And so I've heard a lot about Willie Parker. I keep hearing about Parker as if that's somehow going to befuddle the Arizona defense. Let's get real for a moment. Troy Polamalu is only one of 2 Pro Bowl safeties in this game. The other is Adrian Wilson. He'll be wearing an Arizona Cardinal jersey. Antrel Rolle is actually one of the better DBs in this game. He's also on Arizona's defense. Don't be fooled by Arizona's last few regular season games. Look at what the defense has been doing in the playoffs. First playoff game, Michael Turner came into the game after a Pro Bowl year. He got shut down, less than 100 yards. Second game, Jake Delhomme goes into the game as one of the 3 best in NFL history in terms of quarterback rating for the postseason. He gets shut down, throws a myriad of picks, and then they follow it up against the Eagles. First half, Donovan McNabb, in my opinion, one of the very best in the entire sport, completely shut down the first half of that game. I will give Philly credit in terms of coming back the second half of that game. But keep in mind, they were stymied the first half. Right now, and that's all that matters, right now, the Arizona Cardinals are playing excellent defense. If they come up to the line of scrimmage, and if they decide to shut Willie Parker, you have to ask yourself the question of whether Ben Roethlisberger is going to be able to pass Pittsburgh to the Super Bowl championship. I'm just going to say that I expect Big Ben to throw at least 2 picks in this game. Is Big Ben that much better than Jake Delhomme? I believe the question has to be asked. Certainly, when both of them got to the Super Bowl, Jake Delhomme did better against New England than Big Ben did against Seattle. So, also, with regard to Arizona's running game, if you take out a piece of paper and if you add up Hightower's stats to Edgerrin James's numbers, the rushing attack, while not great, is actually serviceable. Certainly, it's been serviceable in the playoffs. So with 2 weeks to prepare, I believe that certainly Arizona is within 7 points of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And all I'm saying is, if you're truly a reckless gambler who's willing to listen to another casual fan of the sport, you might want to think about splitting your bet, putting half on the line, Arizona +7, and putting the other half on Arizona to win the game outright. Because if Arizona jumps out in the first half, like they did against Carolina, Philadelphia, by the way, their last 2 games, I really wonder what the Steelers have to come back with. Certainly, looking at the matchups, unless Kurt Warner or Larry Fitzgerald gets hurt, I'm expecting Arizona to score at least 20 points against the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. Go back to the San Diego Charger game, the playoff game the Steelers played. You'll see that Philip Rivers threw for more than 300 yards on this vaunted Steeler defense. Maybe, just maybe, they're a tad bit overrated. Stopping Joe Flacco is not the same thing as stopping Kurt Warner. Big difference between the two. Let us know your thoughts. Again, I'm certainly not an expert in football. Take what I say with a grain of salt, but I have been asked, and I thought I would just make my opinion on the game public. I like Arizona in this one. Good luck, and visit us with your thoughts at dwyerfootball.blogspot.com. Also visit us at gamblersadvisory.com. Good luck, and when you bet, use your head. Peace.